Hey, Lauren here. We're still talking risk reward, and we're actually about to take a deep dive into some activities you can do to reduce your risk. Since we've been talking about this risk equals reward equation, or how to slightly modify some variables to get the equation to go in your direction, which we are actually looking for risk is less than your reward, which is this yes quadrant, which is, it can be achievable with some small tweaks sometimes. So the biggest areas where you can reduce your risk is mostly in your homework, in the pre-investment phase. And the more homework you do, the better you're going to turn out, because you're not going to have surprises. And some of the risks, reducing my risk, an example is when I do pre-construction, I check as much information as I can on the builder. I also do public records search on the builder, any lawsuits, any type of financial instability, or any bankruptcies, or any type of business history that is publicly available, which there's a shocking amount of information that's available. It's really hard to hide things these days. So I always want to do my homework on the builder. I also want to do investigate the permitting also, and so I want to see if it's all been permitted. If phase 1's been permitted, what about phase 2 and 3? What conditions have to be present for that second permit or the third permit, or who is actually pulling that permit? That has been a hard lesson that I learned when I did work on a home of mine. Is I thought there was a permit pulled, and ended up the person I hired ended up pretending to be someone he wasn't, and had a number that I did verify the number, but I didn't verify the name and the number and the permit. And so all three of them actually didn't relate. So that was just me not doing as much thorough background checking as I should. Everything's so publicly available now. I don't think you even have to pay for anything anymore. You used to have to pay like $5, $10 to public record search. Sometimes you have to pay a nominal amount if you want to get a deep dive into some things. But I would say it's all about reducing your risk. It comes with knowledge, and the more knowledge you have going into any type of situation, the better you're going to do. Even if it's good, bad, neutral, it's just the more information, the better you are going to go into any situation. And it's also going to give you a lot more power in the negotiating seat. If it looks like you've done your homework, you know exactly what you're talking about, or you might find things where it's like, well, there's a bankruptcy here. What happened there? Or they find something, and you want to figure out what on earth it is. And so doing your homework, the public record search, and also you can, next to the homework and doing the background, is finding out, working with a great team. This has helped me reduce so much liability on my end when I work with really good teammates. And that goes from everyone, who I think is actually quite crucial, especially in my short-term rentals, is the staff actually managing the property, or the cleaning crew that's keeping the house up to standards. I mean, more than ever with COVID. The risk, it's so important to mitigate that risk, and having a good team and having an educated team that knows what they're doing, knows how to mitigate risk, because junk is going to fly at you, and the better you can handle it, the better you are to reduce that risk and reducing that liability. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you ever have any specific questions on anything, my door is always open. Thanks.